Welcome. I hope you're doing well. I have something for you. It's not an object, but we're going to talk about a specific subject. Some of you asked about talk about how to maintain a strong relationship, and I just want to share that with you. What I have, and I hope you find it valuable for you. So nowadays, in this generation, as technology increases, there's a lot to see, and when it comes to a relationship, a lot of it is just show up. It's like, it's good to show your relationship, but to show everything out there, I don't recommend it. That's just my opinion. Other people may have a different opinion, but to always just keep your relationship with your partner and with God. That's it. When other people get involved, just things get messy. And the other thing I want to talk about is nowadays, somebody told me a story actually. Two people were in a relationship. They were doing well, they would show up and everything. And then they got married. After they got married, after 6 months, they broke up. Now, the wedding, they said it was a phenomenal wedding, an amazing wedding. It was beautiful, which is great, right? But once they dived into the marriage life, they didn't even lasted a year, 2 years, but only 6 months. Why is that? Nowadays, we change our partners like we change our shoes, we change our clothes. We move on to the next one. Why is there no commitment? Why do we need to feel to move on and to go to the next person? Why? It's important to ask these questions, right? When you come together with somebody, it's important to be open and to learn one another. Actually, we were talking about batteries, and now if you look at batteries, battery has negative and a positive side. Now, there are, think about flashlight. Some flashlight have two batteries, right? They both have negative and positive charges. And when you put those two batteries, the flashlight shines, right? And it's nice. We can see it in the day. If you lost something, you can use it to see things. When two couples come together, no one is perfect. They're both going to have a positive and a negative aspect, or a positive and negative characteristics. And it's good to embrace the negative and the positive things together. You have to embrace those things. You can't just say, oh, she's just negative or he's just negative, let's move on. No, you have to be able to embrace those things, because if the other partner is negative, right, they have a negative characteristics, the other partner may have a positive characteristics who will help that person to learn and to grow, and vice versa. So it's important to embrace the weakness, to embrace the strength, to embrace both the negative and the positive aspect. Because at the end of the day, it's those two batteries that lights the flashlight. And at the end of the day, it's those two people that will present the light, right, to the world. No matter what it is. The positive doesn't say, oh, you're so negative, right? They don't point finger at each other. They embrace it, and then they make the light work. When you embrace each other, you make the relationship work. And people will look at you and they say, wow, I want to be like them. So the important part is commitment, and never, unless the relationship doesn't work, if you commit and say, you know what, this is the person for me, I'm going to commit, I'm going to give my full time, I'm going to be open, I'm going to give this person my full, who I am. No lying, no nothing. And then the relationship will be strong, it will prosper. And the last message is, right, generation. Now it's 2020. We want to be the center of attention. Forget that. The center of our life should be God. When God is the center of our relationship, the rest will be good. So it's important that God is the center of our relationship. When God is the center, we commit to God, we commit to His commands. When we commit to His commands, then we will commit to humans that God has created in His own image. Especially, we will commit to the love of our life. So it's very important. I have two things and then we'll be done. And the other one is 1 John chapter 4 verse 20 says this: those who say I love God and hate their brothers or sisters are liars. How can you hate your brother and sister that you can see, but love God who you haven't seen? So it's important that we love the people we see. And the other one is Psalms chapter 37 verse 5. Commit your way to the Lord, trust always in Him, and He shall bring it to pass. So commitment is important in a relationship. As I mentioned, we should not change relationship like we're changing our shoes and our clothes. Commitment is important. When we commit to God, like it says here, God will bring it to pass. It means that when we commit to God, we will commit to our relationship, and the relationship will prosper and it will bring it to pass. That's what it means. Any challenge you face, it will come to pass. So it is Valentine's. It's important that we put God at the center, we commit to His commands, and that it will help us to commit to the people we love. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed this message. Take care.